actually. So I think we'll just start and do some movement. So if you come, so it will be very gentle. We might go onto all fours and maybe a little low lunge. That will be as dynamic as it gets. So it's just going to be gentle movement. So if you get yourself somewhere where you've got a little bit of space, and we'll get started. So sitting however you're comfortable sitting. So maybe with your legs crossed. If you prefer to sit on a chair or on a bed, that's fine. You know, it's nothing to be gained from sitting on the floor, really, unless you're comfortable there. So getting yourself in a comfortable position. If you like, you can close your eyes, or if you prefer, you can keep the eyes open. So whichever you prefer. And starting by watching the breath. Not necessarily trying to change it. And notice if you're breathing to your belly or to your chest. Through your nose or through your mouth. And notice if the breath is shallow or deep. Just notice. And then we'll start to move by rotating the rib cage. So you can put your hands on your knees and start to make a circle with the rib cage. Maybe starting quite small and gradually spiraling outwards. And you might find that the breath wants to coordinate with the movement, with the inhale as you're reaching forwards, and then the exhale as you're coming back, or maybe the opposite way around, just letting your body move and breathe however it wants to. And then changing direction, going back the other way. And just noticing if there are any parts of the body that may be a little bit resistant. You can maybe stay there and ease into them a little bit, breathe into them. Okay, and then coming to stillness. And we start with a lateral flow, so reaching over, inhaling as you reach up and exhaling as you reach over, just easing into the muscles on the side of the body. So those muscles on the side of the abdomen connect to the rib cage. So opening them up can allow the rib cage to move a little bit more freely. Okay, and then coming back to the center and changing the cross of the legs, hands on the knees, and then this time like a mini cat-cow, arching the back forwards and then rounding. Again, you can inhale as the chest goes forwards and exhale as you come back. Or like I say, if your body wants to breathe in another way, and let the body do what it wants to do, you can experiment and try it in both ways and see which one feels better for you. Okay, and then coming into stillness again. And now we take some sweeps forwards with the arms. So you're aiming for a diagonal stretch. This is more aiming to target the muscles of the lower back, which again, attach to the base of the rib cage. So if we can free them up as well, then the whole rib cage can move more freely and the breath can be deeper. And a deeper breath is a very powerful thing. If we can breathe really down into the base of the lungs, that's quite a big knock-on effect. One of the things is that stimulates the parasympathetic nervous system and helps us feel calm and relaxed. Okay, and coming into stillness. And some gentle stretching for the neck. So easing the right ear to the right shoulder, then the chin to the chest, and then the left ear to the left shoulder, and just rotating in that semicircle. So there's muscles in the neck, the sternocleidomastoid and the scalenes attached to the rib cage from the top down, and they can also affect our breathing. And then coming back to the center. And then rolling over your knees onto all fours. And we'll do some cat-cow. So lifting the sit bones, lifting the chest, and then pushing the floor away, arching the back up. Again, coordinating with the breath. And really getting into all those muscles in between the ribs, the intercostal muscles. Okay, and then coming into stillness and bringing your right foot forwards, and we come into a lunge. So maybe you want to put something underneath that back knee and slightly tilt the hips back. We're looking to find a stretch on the front of the hips, and maybe it's deep into the psoas, which is another muscle that attaches right by the diaphragm at the lower back. And you know, we hold psoas short a lot of our day because we're so often sitting down, and the psoas interacts very closely with the diaphragm. So if that's tight, that can have a knock-on effect on our breathing. You can maybe even do a little side stretch over towards that front leg. See if that adds to the sensation in a good way. And breathe deep. Okay. And let's swap over. So again, tilting the hips back, finding that nice sensation on the front of the hip. Maybe adding a side stretch as well. See how that feels for you. Okay, so coming back onto all fours, just a couple more cat-cow, maybe a rotation of the rib cage. And then coming to sitting. And we'll find our comfortable seated position for our pranayama practice. So go ahead and grab whatever you need to get yourself comfortable, maybe cushions to sit on, maybe a blanket to wrap around you, whatever you feel you need or want. And the pranayama that I'd like to do is called Prana Mudra. So I'll kind of talk as you're getting ready. And the basis of this pranayama is samavriti, so equal breath. An equal breath, so we just breathe in and breathe out for the same amount of time. It's one of the simplest pranayamas and also one of the most powerful ones. And it's also very flexible because you can do lots of different things with it. So the Prana Mudra, we start by resting one hand on top of the other I'm going to suggest we put the left hand on top, which connects to the right side of the brain, the more kind of creative, kind of open side of the brain. So we start with the left hand on top, and we bring the hands up the front of the body. At about the level of the shoulders, we hold the palms up. So we're opening up to the energy around us. And then we draw that energy back in, down the front of the body, and come down to rest the left hand on top again. So the hands come up on the inhalation, open up, there's a slight pause. And then on the exhalation, the hands come down, draw the energy in and back down, and then a slight pause at the end of the exhalation. So that's the basis of the pranayama. I'll talk us in, lengthening and deepening the breath, adding the pause, and then we'll add the hands, and then I'll let you go in your own time. We'll go for about 10 minutes altogether, and then I'll bring us out of the pranayama at the end, and we'll go into a meditation. If you'd rather lie down for the meditation, you're very welcome to lie down. So just be comfortable. Again, there's no prizes for sitting in an uncomfortable position. So, do what you need to do to get yourself comfortable. So start by closing the eyes if you want to, or if you'd rather keep the eyes open, maybe choose something down on the ground to keep a soft focus on. And just check your posture. There's a slight forward tilt to the hips, just slight lengthening at the back of the neck, shoulders relaxed, back and down. And then breathing gently to your belly. And starting on an exhalation, start to lengthen and deepen the breath. And find a comfortable rhythm for you. If you like to work with an ujjayi, you can add a very soft ujjayi sound. Really make it come from deep down at the throat, to the larynx. And then adding the very slight pause after the inhalation and after the exhalation. And maybe you can feel as you breathe in, the belly expands, the lower ribs expand. And as you breathe out, the ribs come back in and the belly gently draws in. And now let's add the movement of the hands. So inhale, bringing the hands up the front of the body, opening up, slight pause. And then exhale, draw the hands in, bring the hands back down to rest and a slight pause. Inhale, the hands come up, opening up. And exhale, the hands draw back in, back to rest on your lap and a slight pause. Inhale, drawing the energy up, offering it out, and a pause. And exhale, drawing the energy in, back down, and pause. And continuing in your own time. Whatever rhythm of breath is comfortable for you. This hand movement is a mudra. It's a gesture of delight. And it's an expression of your inner beauty. And the inner beauty we all share. So just continuing in your own time, at your own pace. We continue for one more minute. Just continuing with your focus. So after the next time your hands rest down in your legs, you can keep the hands down, but keep with this slow, deep breathing, taking a full inhalation and a long, slow exhalation. Inhaling deeply. Exhaling long. And then going to normal, quiet breathing. Gently breathing to your belly. And take your focus to your third eye. Just focus on the sensations you feel there, or maybe the light that you see there. Just stay with your experience, whatever it is. And remember, if you'd rather lie down to meditate, you're welcome to lie down. So I leave you in silence for 4 minutes. And then starting to come back slowly, just feeling the room around you. Maybe taking a deeper inhalation. If you want to, you can bring your hands together by your heart and have a moment of gratitude. And thank you very much. Thank you so much for joining. If anyone's got any questions or anything they'd like to share, you feel free to message myself or Jenny. And if you're coming for the Nidra, see you on the other link. And otherwise, hopefully, see you soon. Lots of love. So nice to see everyone.